think one of the most effective ways that I found in parenting to stay connected to children, or our children, our 4 children, is having respect for them, showing them respect. I believe that even when they were young, that when we end up not just telling them, but we live a life in front of them, through the good, through the bad, through the difficulties, through the challenges, they learn from us, not just what we tell them, but how we respond and react. And something that was imparted that I felt very strong within me, even when they were young, is if I show them respect, I expect them to show me respect. And in showing them respect, it's considering their feelings, their emotions, their thoughts, rather than dictating and commanding. We sometimes as parents want to dictate and command every aspect of our children's life because we think it's easier that way. And then as they grow older, we continue to want to dictate and command the direction of their life. But if we have a different direction and a perspective, even as they're young, from 2, 3, 5, and 10 years old, this was my perspective, is they had to learn respect by the time they were 3 and 5. If they didn't have honorable respect then, I was gonna be in trouble. Between 5 and 10, they needed to start learning right and wrong, in being able to follow their heart, in what's right and what's wrong. And one thing that I did is I described to them that you always, in every circumstance in your life, you have, it's like that cartoon that we used to see when we were kids. You have a little demon on one side and you got a little angel on the other side, and both of them are speaking to us, and we've got to make those choices. And we need to let our children grow and develop in making those choices in their life. The older they get, the more that it begins to become, it has to rely on respect. As they're growing older, they're going into junior high, they're going into senior high, there's so many influences in their lives, even as children, in the things that we give them. And whatever we pour into them, the scripture says that guard your heart, for out of your heart flows all the issues of life. Every issue that you or I or our children experience today have come from what we've allowed into our heart, into our mind, into what we view and what we listen to. Whatever we end up grabbing hold of more of and entertain, that's what's going to take a stronghold. We as a parent, one of the best ways that we can help guard our children and keep them on a right course is in that direction. Help guard what's coming into them. Teach them the value and the importance of what's coming into them. Because if they don't learn that, it's going to be harder and harder as they turn and go into the teen years. I mean, 8 and 10 years old, you've got children that are suicidal. You've got children that are struggling. We know an individual that just passed away, 14 years old. 14 years old. Some of us have struggled. And people will go through struggles in life, but they've got to learn, we've got to give them the principles that'll help them through it. And it's not by dictating or mandating, it's by teaching them. I think one of the biggest problems that we have in society now is parents are so filled with all of their responsibilities. You've got a husband and a wife that both work. They come home at night. They want to feed their children. They want their peace and quiet. And they treat their children, oftentimes children can feel like they are, what would you say? That they're a weight, that they're an obligation, that they're a responsibility, that it's something that is resented rather than an honest relationship that's developed. Relationships that are developed take time. They take engaging. We can ask, do you know your child's favorite sport? Do you know the position that they play? Do you know their struggles in their life? Do we know what they're facing? So many times we are so involved in our life and our busyness that we don't connect with them on a daily basis, on a regular lifestyle basis. And then when things hit their lives, they're not coming to us because we've taught them not to. So they're going to go to somebody. And then they're going to, then when we want to be able to direct them, they're not connected with us. They're not going to listen to us. They're going to listen to who they're connected to. So every day, praying with them, every day, encouraging them, every day, connecting with them, that ends up helping us get through the struggles and helps them connect with us when they're going through something.